So we finally get a kind of sequel to Cloverfield, but it took him almost a decade for it to happen. But I guess we should just take what we can get. So hi, welcome to Unscripted. This is Tyler from Enker Reviews,
And Steven from Steven Lawson Studios.
and today we have 10 Cloverfield Lane. Now, about a week ago, we reviewed the first Cloverfield movie because I think it'd be the best time to do that. But now, about 8 years after the last one, we finally get another one. Before we can dissect into the movie or talk about what it's about, I think we should talk about how awesome it was when the trailer just randomly appeared on the internet. Because the fact is that, nowadays we know everything about what's coming out within the next few years or so. This one was top secret. And it was cool they were able to keep a tight lid on this kind of production. And then when it was released, it was shocking because not only was like, oh, new kind of Cloverfield-ish movie coming out, but also it's coming out in a couple of months.
Yeah, it seriously felt like, I mean, obviously, they really knew what they were doing viral marketing-wise, because that's pretty much most of the hype that was for it, and, a few trailers and TV spots. But it really felt like, they only advertised for, like 3-4 months at most, and then it basically just popped into theaters. And I mean, if it worked for them, that's great. But most movies, I think, wouldn't take that risk. They'll just try to jam it down your throat that this comes out this date, please buy, please consume.
Yeah, it kind of backfires sometimes. But what was cool about this was that it gave me a feeling I haven't felt in a long time, and that was being pleasantly surprised by seeing a trailer. Because nowadays we see trailers on the internet pretty much weeks before we even see them in theaters, but now this one was just a complete surprise. And yeah, we don't really have that kind of being pleasantly surprised anymore, but this was a really exceptional experience. And we were saying about what kind of maybe may hurt at the box office is that they didn't give enough time for people to hype it up. Because, the trailer only dropped in back in January, and then it's going to be released in just a couple of months as well.
3 months. That's what I was saying. It's just ridiculously short time.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, I think we should kind of talk about the plot now. So 10 Cloverfield Lane, I guess probably takes place in the same universe as it's another Cloverfield movie. I guess is part of a Cloverfield-ish franchise. It's about a woman named Michelle, played by Mary Elizabeth Winston, gets in a car crash, wakes up inside someone's kind of underground bunker by a man named Howard, played by John Goodman, and another man named Emmett, played by John Gallagher Jr., who apparently has a cast that's part of the series of suspicions that she has about Howard, but Howard says there's a big attack, everyone needs to stay underground, but she's not so sure if he's telling the truth or if he's being super paranoid and keeping her and this other guy hostage.
Yeah, Emmett was cast for a reason. Yuck.
No.
But yeah, the whole feeling of I don't want to spoil too much, but the movie was very, can we trust this guy? Can we not? And that was a very interesting chemistry. I'm trying to remember the name of that movie that is made fun of a lot as, how the woman...
Oh, yeah, The Happening?
No. No.
I just thought, it's sorry, just first thing that came to my mind.
Right. But the woman who saves the children's book author and cripples him in her house.
Oh yeah, Misery.
Yeah, Misery. It felt very much like a Misery type of feel to it, and I'm sure that's definitely what they were going for, except with John Goodman this time, and eyeing you like a double cheeseburger.
Yeah, no, I thought maybe capture those two so he can eat them.
He is literally 2.5 men.
Oh, all right, but unlike Misery, where it's clearly shown that this woman's insane, this one is kind of more up for debate if he's crazy or not, if he's actually telling the truth, because it's kind of left to interpretation, because we don't know exactly, what's happening, because we're stuck, for most of the movie, we're stuck underneath this, environment that's just this, small space. But yeah, what I liked about this movie is that it's a bottle movie. Now, a bottle movie, for those of you who might not know, is a movie that mainly takes place in one primary location. Movies like, John Carpenter's The Thing, The Breakfast Club, and, other examples are films like that. And the one key, fact to have to make those kind of movies work is the quality of the dialogue. And this movie had really good dialogue, and it did keep suspense. There was not really much of a dull moment. And that's what I liked about it for a movie that didn't really have many, explosions or, a lot of gunshots and so on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely true. I would say I wouldn't quite say it never had a dull moment, because there were definitely times where I thought it was dragging. But, I mean,
Yeah.
a certain amount of that, I guess, is to be expected in an isolated environment like that. And overall, though, I think they did a pretty darn good job with, the set that they had. And I really felt like, I could be living in that, basement as well, and, know the layout. I felt like we kind of got a great layout of the whole bunker from the experience of the characters within the different rooms.
Yeah, I mean, I think another thing I want to mention about this movie, maybe kind of compared to the last Cloverfield movie, is that this movie and Cloverfield are kind of polar opposites if you think about it, because Cloverfield was a found footage movie. This one's a traditionally shot movie. Cloverfield was pretty much all over a city. This one mainly takes place in one primary location. And there's other differences too, but there's a kind of a loose connection. And on top of that, unlike Cloverfield, which featured pretty much an unknown cast, this one has a couple of well-known actors in this movie.
Mm-hmm. And the shortest credits list you'll ever see. It's ridiculous. Like, especially in a modern, film age, you're used to just seeing, division after division after division of
A whole army of special effects people alone.
Right, and the caregivers to the horse that was on the set, even though it didn't need to be, and all that sort of thing. But basically, it was almost, I want to say, 10 seconds at most for the actual cast of.
Yeah, there's only like a dozen people.
Seriously,
or less.
And it was just like, wow, we haven't seen this for a long time. This is very interesting.
Yeah, I want to get back to the main cast, but I think one person that I'm surprised actually